Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is me, Big Beefy E, the perpetrator of the shenanigans, from my Big Beefy Man Cave here in New Big Beefy, Bedford, Massachusetts. This is my Big Beefy YouTube channel vlog show. That's right, I'm Eric Lima, hosting Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and this is episode number 63 of the show already. That's right, and first and foremost, I want to congratulate Aaron Judge for setting the American League record for the most home runs in the season with 62 homers. Right, so he just hit his 62nd homer. I got a feeling that he might win the Triple Crown this year. So even though I'm a Sox fan and he plays for the Yankees, gotta be classy and show respect and say congratulations, Aaron Judge. All right, and the Red Sox did win, by the way, 6-0 against the Tampa Bay Rays. And I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a heck of an off season for the Red Sox to deal with. Well, let's get going here. We're going to talk a little bit of NXT, the new NXT, shall we say. They took place in Orlando, Florida. A lot of things have been happening. A lot of things have gone down. And Pretty Deadly kicks off NXT with the State of the Commonwealth address for the Tag Team Championships. They say that they claim to beat every team, and they say that no team has beaten them. But the Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland and Pete Butch Dunn, have arrived, and they were challenging to a matchup when they're about to brawl. Pretty Deadly walked away. But at the parking lot, Alba Fire attacks Toxic Attraction, but takes off in the van with Mandy Rose, leaving Gigi Dolan and JC Jane high and dry. And that 6-woman tag match has changed. A little bit more on that. Oral Mensah went one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes did beat Oral Mensah. And then Brutus Creed gets checked on as Julius Creed and Ivy Nile were looking on, and Brutus Creed wants a piece of Damon Kemp. Julius Creed says, I got this. Calm down. Ivy Nile's trying to calm down Brutus Creed. Then Duke Hudson interrupts him, runs his mouth, and Julius Creed goes, I'll take you on. Then the ladder match qualifier for the North American title. Andre Chase and Von Wagner went one-on-one. And it was a heck of a matchup until, Carmelo Hayes tried to get involved and everything else. Wagner wins the matchup, and then Wes Lee attacks Carmelo Hayes while Carmelo Hayes was doing commentary. Sanga was talking to Nathan Frazier because they were looking at the matchup. Nathan Frazier's got next week against Xyon, the best of 3. The rubber match will also be a North American Championship qualifying matchup. But as Nathan Frazier leaves, here comes Veer Mahan with Sanga. Will this be the reunion of Indu's share? If Pretty Deadly retains the titles after Halloween Havoc, Indu's share will probably be waiting in the wings. And Lash Legend cut a promo on Wendy Choo. And then Grayson Waller, because Wendy Choo has a match against Lash Legend. Grayson Waller arrives at the NXT arena, tells security, hey, keep an eye on Paul Cruz to make sure he doesn't cause any trouble. Wendy Choo went one-on-one with Lash Legend, and there was a heck of a matchup. Lash Legend tried to attack before the bell, but that didn't do her any good because Wendy Choo happens to be the victor in that matchup. Now, Kelly Kincaid interviewed Wes Lee with Shani Stacks Lorenzo interrupting Wes Lee. Now, Kelly Kincaid, the reason why she's there, Mackenzie Mitchell and Vic Joseph got married over the weekend, but they're stuck in Italy right now. And immigration, there's like a little issues going on there. Hopefully, Vic Joseph and Mackenzie Mitchell can come home safely from Italy. I don't know if it's because of the war going on in Ukraine kind of blocking things. I don't know, but nevertheless, that's the reason why Vic Joseph, I think Vic Joseph is on his honeymoon in Italy with Mackenzie Mitchell. So congratulations to Vic and Mackenzie on their wedding day. And that's why Sudu Shah and Byron Saxton filled in for Vic Joseph as well, to put up with Wade Barrett, who's been told grumpy as of late. So anyways, so Kaden Carter and Katana Chance were talking about how, you know, Katana wasn't going to be, wasn't going to come back to the WWE, but then she came back. They won the tag team titles, and now they're waiting the winner of the Toxic Attraction, Nikkita Lyons, Zoey Stark match. The number one contenders for the tag, now this match was supposed to be a 6-woman tag team matchup, but Albert Fire and Mandy Rose took themselves out of the equation, and Nikkita Lyons and Zoey Stark challenged Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane to a number one contenders match for those women's tag team titles. Now, a matchup with two of my favorite ladies in that. On one side, you got Nikkita Lyons, the other side, Gigi Dolan. Dream come true for me. But Nikkita Lyons and Zoey Stark are the number one contenders. They defeated Toxic Attraction. Ilya Dragunov cut a promo for the triple threat match for those for the NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc. Both JD McDonald and Braun Breaker, he talked about both of them, saying that he's going to be walking out with the title after losing the NXT UK title on an injury, and watched it as it faded away. And then the Grayson Waller effect, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. And Grayson Waller's like, could you two stop interrupting me and all that? And there were two things announced. The matchup at Halloween Havoc was a spin the wheel, make the deal matchup. Grayson spun the wheel. It'll be a weapons wild match. That means weapons can be used in the matchup, probably. And Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez have no problem with that. But also in 2 weeks' time, they get to pick their poison for each other's opponents. But here's the fun part. Every woman on the WWE roster, that means all three brands, is fair game. My suggestion, if I were Roxanne Perez, I would pick Asuka to be Cora Jade's opponent. Meanwhile, if I were Cora Jade, I would pick Io Sky as Roxanne Perez's opponent. That's my personal opinion. We'll see who they pick, because they probably have some great ideas. Both women about to fight, but separated by security. But while Grayson Waller was on his phone, running his mouth, Apollo Crews was behind him. He starts taking Grayson Waller under the ring, and then as both women were still trying to fight each other, security separating, Grayson Waller pops out with his eyes all bloodshot by Apollo Crews. This is going to be very interesting for sure. The Schism decides to berate the redheaded person, saying, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You got to take this seriously. But then Julius Creed went one-on-one with Duke Hudson. And Julius Creed won the matchup with short work. Bruce Creed attacks Hudson after the matchup, and Damon Kemp comes up, challenges Julius Creed to a match at Halloween Havoc. But if Kemp wins, Brutus Creed has to leave NXT. But here's the fun part. The match at Halloween Havoc will be an ambulance matchup. So there's that. JD McDonough cut a promo on both Dragunov and Breaker. And then security Quincy Elliott trying to hype up Hank Walker for his official match against Xyon Quinn. But Axiom did cut a promo on Nathan Frazier about that next week's matchup. Hank Walker and Xyon Quinn won the matchup, and then Xyon Quinn wins the matchup. And then Xyon Quinn attacked Walker after the matchup. Quincy Elliott came to his aid, to Walker's aid, and then slaps Walker in the butt. Hank Walker's like, what the heck is going on? And then, as the Brawling Brutes were getting ready for their tag team matchup, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, hey, hope you guys be pretty deadly. If you want, give us a shot. And Ridge's like, you want a shot? Okay. And then Malik Blade and Idris Nofi, hey, we want the shot. They said, you know what? Just watch this, how it's done out there. And Cameron Grimes was talking to the red-hooded figure and was trying to convince the red-hooded figure, Joe Gacy's talking out of his rear end again and all that. But then the Schism all attacked Cameron Grimes. He said, you did it well. You planned it well. Welcome to the Schism's tree. The red-hooded figure hugged Joe Gacy. Who is it? We don't know. We still don't know. We'll find out for sure. Then Kelly Kincaid interviews Braun Breaker, but he was interrupted by Javier Bernal. Javier Bernal is running his mouth, and then Braun Breaker says, you know what, because you're stupid butt, maybe he wants to challenge you to a matchup next week. But then the NXT Tag Team titles went on the line pretty deadly, and the Brawling Brutes. The heck of a fight matchup that was close near falls, but then Imperium got involved, costing the Brawling Brutes the NXT Tag Team titles. But at the end of the show, Briggs and Jensen and Malik Blade, Idris, and Nofe came out to basically say, hey, we want our shot at the titles. And I'll tell you what, NXT Halloween Havoc will be very interesting, to say the least. And that's about it for the show right now. Episode 63, NXT Event Center for October the 4th, today, 2022. Tomorrow, Wild Wednesday. Joker's Wild, 20-round battle against the Devil. And I'm going to beat him, for sure. And also, AEW Dynamite is tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do a live reaction to that on Jordan's StreamYard. I believe he has... I seriously believe that he has the Go Home show for SmackDown and Rampage as well. And I'll probably do both shows if I have to. We'll see what happens, alright? So, until next time, until the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, tour for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bumbling Bofo Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.